What's your view on, we all agree that infrastructure is a good thing and that it has to be government to do it. Even in the P3 model, there's the government is the people who backstop it. Is it a bad thing if a government that would otherwise be in balance incurs deficit, borrows money to build infrastructure that will last in some cases decades? So it's the difference, I guess, between are you using your credit card
mortgage
to buy groceries
or
renovate your house?
Yeah.
Is this not a good time, or is this a bad thing in your view?
Look, infrastructure, and there are lots of important infrastructure needs. We, together with the Ontario Federation of Agriculture, have long been calling for the need to expand broadband connectivity throughout the province into rural and remote communities. That's infrastructure too. It's not just subways. But as you pointed out, we have a $151 billion budget. So it's not a question of, okay, everything else there is decided, and surely you agree that we would add another couple $1 billion in order to build infrastructure. I would say government has to look at all of its expenses and prioritize, and within the context of the stage of the cycle that we're in, growth rates, what's happening to interest rates, and what our competitive environment is. I mean, we're now we're in a NAFTA negotiations, as we know. We're not sure what that looks like coming out the other end. We know that they have legislated massive reductions in corporate taxation, and it's not simply the levels. The piece that has our members, most interested and concerned is south of the border. The U.S. is now offering accelerated 100% depreciation of capital expense. So if you want to retool, if you want to add productivity software, training, et cetera, you can write that all down in 1 year. Here, depending on the expense, it can be 3, 5, 7 years. So if you're on both sides of the border as a manufacturer and you have to make a decision where you're going to make that investment, guess what? We don't get it. What was the response by our government in the budget? They, both at the federal and the provincial level, they're saying, no, we're actually going to tax if you have too much passive income inside. So instead of encouraging, as the Americans have, we're going to beat you over the stick and beat you over the head with a stick until you invest. That seems poor logic at the best.
Maybe not the best from a competitive perspective.
No.
All right, so we're going to get off the debt.